It's what we do best. It's what we do best.
Bring it up. Bring the pole. Bring the pole. Bring the pole. All right. We need 2 boys and 2 girls. All right.
2 boys, 2 girls.
You right there. I saw you. Come here.
Hunter,
yeah,
let's go.
yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Which
Brady?
kid? Cole. Come here, boy.
All right. So it looks
We
like
need one
we
more
got our
boy.
contestants.
Hey, you right there, bro. Come here.
So if all our contestants could come on up.
Sick.
All right.
Okay. Brady, why are you?
All right. So
All right.
who likes donuts? I hope y'all like donuts because y'all are about to eat some. All right. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna play for $15 in Canes cash. Y'all, that's popping. So what we're gonna do is you guys are actually.
Yeah. All right. Come over here. Over here. Come over here. Face the crowd so everyone can see your faces. There you go. All right. There you go. There you go.
So what y'all gonna do is you guys are gonna sit on your knees or stand on your knees, hands behind your back, and you have to use your mouth to eat the donut. First person to eat the donut wins. All right? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that good for everyone?
Can everyone reach? Are y'all's mouths there? All right. Remember,
We need
hands
y'all to
behind
be
your back.
loud because you can't eat
Hands
donuts
behind
without
your back.
noise.
All right. On your mark, get set, go.
Dang, this kid's going for it, bro. Go,
Okay.
Cole.
Okay.
Go, Cole.
Okay.
Go,
There's
Cole.
Hunter. She's coming
it,
up.
Cole.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
she's halfway
Look at
there,
Cole. Oh, okay.
Dang. Shoo. Shoo. Shoo.
All right. Ooh, Hunter's making him. Okay.
Yo, she's
All right, Hunter.
crushing
I see
it,
you.
bro.
I see you. Oh, you're going.
They
She's
want
catching
it.
up. She's catching
Go,
up.
go.
All right. Cole's getting there. All right. All right. Oh, Cole's using his nose. Strategic.
Keeps getting his nose stuck on it, bro.
Oh, it's
Almost there.
really
Oh,
close.
get it.
It's
You got
getting
like
really
one
close.
spot
It's
left.
getting
There you go, there
really
you go.
close. Hunter's
Get on
almost
this thing.
there.
It's falling off. It's falling off. It's falling off.
Oh,
Yo,
oh.
she got one more bite.
Oh,
Get
God.
it.
Hunter!
There she goes.
That was really good. Can we give it up for
Dang.
Hunter?
That's impressive.
Oh, no, I know y'all could be louder
Yeah,
than
if you
that.
want
Can we
the
give it
rest
up for
of take
Hunter?
it off. Here you go. Hey, here's your gift card. There you go. Dang.
That was awesome, guys.
All right.
Good job.
All right, get off the stage. All right, guys, let's bring it up. We're gonna go into worship now. Let's gather around. Hey, come on, band. Let's bring it up right here, right.
Man, what is up, North Rock students? Man, welcome to Aftermath. We're gonna kick this thing off with some worship. So just sing with us. Let's do this thing. Put your hands up.
Hold me roughly, darkness shaking, faith is rising. We know, we know, we know, we know, we know. Joy
sounds like.
This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like when the church is alive. This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like when the church is alive. It's our hope forever. It's the name of Jesus. We are free. You are with us. The church is alive. The church is alive. Hope forever. It's the name of Jesus. We are free. You are with us. The church is alive. The church is alive. This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like when the church is alive.
One more time we sing.
This is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like. This is what it feels like when the church is alive.
Man, well, good evening once again, man. Thank you guys so much for joining us here at Aftermath. We're calling this one Real Talk. We got a special thing coming up after we sing a couple more songs. But before we do that, turn to 2 or 3 people, give them a high five, and say welcome to Aftermath.
You glory for all you brought me through. Now I'm ready for whatever you wanna do.
spoke a word, you were singing over me. 'Cause you have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. 'Cause you have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Sing when I was your foe. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. 'Cause you have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. Today, 'cause you have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found leaves the 99. I couldn't turn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. Come on, sing it out. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, a lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. Oh, there's no wall you won't kick down, a lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Come on, sing. There's no shadow. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. That's right. There's no wall you won't kick down, a lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I found leaves the this room, we pray a blessing over the rest of this service. It is in your great name that we pray. Everybody said amen. Thank y'all so much for worshiping with us. You may head back to y'all seats.
What's up, North Rock students? Welcome to Aftermath. We have an exciting night planned for you, so I hope you're ready, because it's about to get real.
That much energy! What's up, students? I'm Noah Chris, the high school city group.
My name is Justin Miller, and I'm the middle school city group leader. And city groups are our way to facilitate life-giving relationships for our students. And the way to get
City groups happen every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. The way you can sign up is northrocksa.com under a small groups directory. What do you want? I'm so angry right now.
Hey Sam, I've been looking for a place to serve, but I don't even know how to get connected.
Well, that's easy, Justin. Here at North Rock, the way to get connected is through Growth Track. Growth Track is happening on November 18th at 11:15 in the office complex adjacent to our building. From there, y'all can get connected to teams like photography, production, Kids Rock, and whatever team y'all want to get onto. We can't wait to see y'all there.
Hope to see you there.
What's up, North Rock students? We just wanted to remind you of our fall retreat coming up. It's November 9th through the 11th at Alto Frio Camp.
Stop by our next steps counter for your last chance to sign on up.
We hope to see you there.
What up, everyone? Dang, why do I always gotta get y'all to do it twice? Let's do that one more time. What up, Aftermath? Let me hear y'all make some noise. Woo! Hey, can I get a real quick hand count? How many of y'all are going to our student retreat? Let me see y'all's hand. Let me hear y'all make some noise. All right. Hey, listen, if you have not signed up, I promise you, you want to be there. You need to be there. It's not only going to be lots of hours away from, can I just say it, our parents and homework and boring stuff. Actually, our parents aren't boring. My mom's not boring. She heard me say that. I get spanking right now. But anyways, hey, we're going to have good food. We're going to have all kinds of activities and games. It's going to be cray. Y'all still use that word? I don't know, but it's going to be the best time of your life. I promise you, if you have not signed up or if you think it's not going to be cool or boring or nerdy, listen, it's going to be nerdy and it's going to be cool all at the same time. You want to be at our student retreat, so for real, talk to your parents, get signed up, get registered, because we are doing it this weekend, 9, 10, and 11, and I'm telling y'all, for real, you do not want to miss out. It's going to be live. It's going to be lit. It's going to be off the chain, crunk. I'll go old school. It's going to be just cool, straight up cool, y'all. They've never heard of crunk. They don't know what crunk is. But anyways, hey, aside with that, we are excited. We are doing something different today. As you see, I have this lovely panel right here, and we are calling it Real Talk. And how many of y'all have heard that term, Real Talk? Everybody say Real Talk. Real Talk. Well, we're about to have Real Talk. We're about to just talk about real stuff. We're going to just be real. Like, there's no agenda other than just I'm going to ask them some questions. And some questions, they have no idea what I'm going to ask. So it might be I might have creeped up on their Facebook and just found out something really weird about them, and I'm going to ask them all about it. Why did you do that? How many of y'all have ever gone back and went on Facebook and saw what you post? Or y'all don't have Facebook. Instagram. See, that shows you how old I am. That shows you how old I am. How many of y'all gone back on Instagram, look back at that and be like, man, what was I thinking? Be honest. Let's be real. We being real today. We being real. Listen, that's why I delete every old post, because I just want people to know me as cool. But anyway, so hey, we're just going to go down the line, and I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us just something random about you in one word. No, I'm kidding. Tell us you, and then tell us just something random. Could be funny, could be gross, could be weird.
I'm Noah Crisp. I'm 19 years old. This couch sits back far, so it's the first time my feet have ever swung, and I feel great.
Anyways, I'm not saying you're short or whatever, but all right. Who we next? Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Sophia. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. An interesting fact about me? Dang, I don't know. I like Chipotle. Chipotle is life.
I thought she said I like to play poker, but whatever. That would have been cool. You could have said that. All right.
What up, y'all? My name's Vanessa. Hey! So I can't reach the ground, so y'all can't even see my feet. And talking about feet, I wear a size 5. So I have a tiny foot, you know?
All right. She could have said anything about it, but she just had to talk about her foot.
Well, I got nervous.
She don't know what to say. Dang. All right. My man.
Okay, so I'm Joey, and yeah, one person. Thank you.
Can we just all recognize
but,
how big those arms are?
I guess
Or
if
whatever.
we're on the theme of like feet touching the ground, my feet touch the ground. I guess I'm the only one up here. But yeah, I'm the only one. Can that be my interesting thing? I'm unique. I'm the only one. My feet touch the ground.
I'm really
but
jealous.
and I am way older than everybody here. So yeah, other than Chris.
Hey, let's give a guess. Okay, if y'all, you're gonna tell us how old you are. If you, 23. 8. Somebody said.
Hey, girl.
All right. Anybody? 30 years old. 46. Dang. I was about to put you on blast, man. I see you.
46.
All right, Joey. Tell us.
If you took the over on 22, 26. So, yeah.
26 years old.
26 years young.
My man.
Yeah.
Dang, you could be my kid.
I babysat Noah a long time ago.
For real? Is that real talk?
No.
Oh,
not true.
we're just lying. We're just lying now. That ain't real. That's what we're trying to avoid, y'all. All right, so hey, I'm going to ask them just a series of questions. And here's the rules. Here's the only rules is you just got to be real, got to be candid, and just tell us what it is, y'all. And so the first question, which I think we all want to know, because y'all aren't teenagers no more, right? What is that? All right. What kind of teenager were you? Or still are you, Noah? Yeah, man. What kind of teenager were you? It could be
Well,
funny.
many
no,
years ago when I was a teenager, oh gosh, I was, I guess just the cliche word is like rebellious. I didn't really like anything or anyone, so I was kind of just like by myself. I didn't really even like myself, so I was just like getting through the days. Oh, that was sad. But yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of a loner. I guess all I did was like, I didn't even do homework. I barely got through high school. So yeah, I was a loner, bro. I didn't talk to any. If you look at me like a year ago to now, like I was super quiet, but now I can't stop talking. So
How many of y'all could imagine him being quiet? None of us. None of us.
for the 4 people that know me.
Sophia, tell us, what kind of teenager were you?
Dang, okay.
Dang.
The kind of teenager I was, I thought I was woke. I'm not even gonna lie. When I was a teenager,
She thought she was woke.
I thought I was woke. I was like, you know what? I know, okay, whatever. But, to be honest, yeah, I was really lost. I can relate a lot with what Noah said. Like, I would distance myself from people. I didn't like myself very much, to be honest. And I didn't do much homework in high school either. But yeah, I was lost, and so I would try and find my worth in other people's opinions a lot, and that's where I would find my value. And so it would fluctuate a lot, you know, because if someone would praise me for something, then I would feel really good about myself. But if I didn't get affirmation or someone talked bad about me, then that's exactly how I felt about myself. And it's not the way to live, I promise you. And yeah, but music's always been a part of my life too, so that was kind of steady. I think that's
Very
it.
cool. No, and didn't she do a good job leading that song?
Heck yeah.
I know. And there, I cannot sing it like you. No. Have you want to try? All right, Vanessa.
When I was a teenager, dang, your girl was wild. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I was really shy and introverted. Like, I was that student in the back of the class that I would start sweating bullets when they were doing roll call. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I have to say here in front of everybody. It was crazy. And so I was also that student that when I would talk in class, they'd be like, what? Like, she's in here? But then at home, I was hurting a lot as a teenager because I got bullied. And so at home, I would take out my anger and my frustrations on my parents. So I was really rebellious. And like my mom would tell me to do something and I'd be like, nah, girl. But she's also Hispanic, so she didn't have that. Like she was like, girl, you're gonna do it. And so
She gonna pull out the chancla.
yeah, I'm gonna get home and she's gonna be like, what did I tell you about telling people our business? But no, I'm just kidding. No, but my mom actually, she took a lot of time. I guess she saw that I was bullied, so she would correct my behavior at home. So when I was in public, I wouldn't reflect that. And through that, she really helped me through that. So yeah, I was really shy, but I was rebellious.
Dang. I'm scared of you now. But all right, Joey.
Yeah, so I was very different, I guess. I didn't really know y'all's stories, but I guess you could say I was kind of a tool in high school. I was just like the guy, I was the opposite. I was a football player that ruled my life. I mean, that was my everything. And so I was unhealthily overinvested in that, and I was that dude in class that everybody didn't like because I was always talking. And so, yeah, I reeled back a little bit, but I was always talking in high school. I was always getting in trouble. And I felt like maybe that was because I overcommitted time outside of school. I was strength training in the morning, practice during school, practice after school, speed training after school. I mean, there was always something else to do. And so, I mean, that was like a big zap on my life, and especially when that got yanked from my life. So, but that was, me as a teenager, that's like, it's sad, but that's the only thing that I can isolate my teenage years to was like sports and football. So, bad news.
Wow, man. All right, here's a random question.
Oh, boy.
What is your favorite cereal? And be for real. Don't give me this weird, like healthy vegan stuff, because that ain't real. I ain't calling no vegans out or anything, but break that spirit of vegan.
Honey bunches of oats with almonds.
No way.
All right.
Specifically with almonds, without it, it's fake. So, I mean, like, no, it's
All right, let's get a vote real quick. How many of y'all are the almond milk type of people? All right.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Me too.
So,
I mean, just go ahead and put your business out there, but whatever. I mean, how many of
My
y'all
credit card
are
number
just
is-
regular milk, whether it's 2%, 1%, or whole milk? It don't matter what it is, it's all the same.
Y'all wild.
All right, I see y'all. Y'all are living life on the edge. All right, Sophia, what's your favorite cereal?
Oh, my favorite cereal. Definitely, what's it called? Noah's drinking my water.
It's because he drank his like a camel. That's all.
I'm storing for winter.
It's bulking. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Simple
Okay.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay. All right. Vanessa, what's your favorite?
I'm gonna break this healthiness. I liked Lucky Charms. Hey.
How many of y'all just ate the marshmallows? Come on.
And I would get in trouble because I'd pick them out of the bag, and my mom's like, no. That was crazy.
I tell you what, I got excited, ran outside with my shirt off when they came out with the box was just marshmallows. I was like,
What?
finally.
They have that?
Just a marshmallow box. Do
Yo,
they still got that?
this changes everything.
Listen.
I'm spending money on
Y'all have not lived.
Is it at
All right,
H-E-B?
Joey, what's your favorite cereal?
Now I'm about to rock y'all's world because I'm on a budget. I go to H-E-B and buy the generic bag of just marshmallows, Fruity Pebbles, and I think it's Fruit Loops. I think Fruit Loops is the other one. Or Captain Crunch. So it's marshmallows, Fruity Pebbles, and Captain Crunch. That's it. In a big, it's like a 4-pound bag.
I know what you're talking about. It's
So-
like, it looks like dog food. They got it at the bottom.
It looks
aisle.
like dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put it on your shoulder. Punch
Yeah.
it up. Yeah.
My man. All right. Here's my next question. And that's all for Noah.
Someone's dehydrated.
In case y'all are wondering. That's my man.
Dang,
Way to
now
go,
he's
Ashley.
making me
Thank you.
thirsty.
Yeah. Thank you for the waters. All right, so
Washing
here's my
people's
next question.
feet after-
This one's a little bit more serious.
Baptism.
At what age, just briefly, at what age and kind of how? Just give us a quick, when did God become real to you? Like real, not like your parents' God, or I'm just coming to youth group or whatever and I'm just doing my thing, but actually like sold out, radical, like I don't care what people do, I love Jesus and Jesus only. Like when did he become that to you? Dang, that's a deep question.
Dang. Well, I'm 19 now, so it's probably when I was 18 that he became really real to me, probably a year ago. I don't remember the exact date. It was in like August or something. But I had done the internship over the summer, if y'all have ever seen the internship before, and that's where I met a bunch of these guys. And the first time that I ever, the first time I ever experienced Jesus was I had gone to church before when I was like in middle school, but I lived in Iowa at the time. So I went to a church there, and then I went to a camp. Camps are awesome, by the way, and shameless plug. And so I went to a camp, and that's where I first found God and first believed, and I gave my life to Christ in my dad's passenger seat of his car when I was going home. And then high school hit. I moved from Iowa, came here. I hated Texas. I love Texas now. It's the best country in the world. And so I came to Texas. I hated it. We kept bouncing around to different churches, and I super fell out of faith. I didn't believe in God. I thought everything was just stupid, if I can say that. But I already said it. But I thought everything just concerning religion and God and prayer and everything was just whack. Like that was weird. And then I did the internship because I didn't want to get a job over the summer because I don't know, I don't like working. But I did the internship, and the first time, because I guess it was kind of selfish, I went in with this perception that I was the only one going through certain struggles like addiction, depression, everything like that. I went in with, oh, none of these guys are like this. You know, these guys can recite the Bible from cover to cover. And if you can do that, you're crazy. Good for you. But like, I went in with that perception. And the first time I shared that in front of someone, and they said, me too, bro. Like, I go through that the same way. Like, everything just snapped for me. That's the first time I ever felt God because I saw it in person. I saw it through other people. So, yeah.
Let's give it up for Noah. That's beautiful, man. I think it's cool when God just meets us, man, in a real way, in such a real way. And I believe, and not only it's like the shameless plug, but man, it's at retreats, at camps. That's why we're doing this. We made this just for y'all so that we can have personal experiences, because sometimes we just got to get away, y'all. We just got to get away from just everything, the noise, the distractions, because God is ready to meet you. And sometimes retreats and camps are the best places that happens. And so I promise you, get signed up, get registered. Sophia, tell us.
Same thing. Internship honestly was the first time, well, a year ago, that I really truly experienced God. Summer 17. It was through community specifically that I first experienced God's love and how real he is. Because before, I always knew God just through my parents. Like, it was my parents' God. Does that make sense? And I never had a real experience or a real relationship with him. And so I would pray to God, but never felt anything or never felt listened to. And then going through high school, like I said, I was very lost. And through that, I just ended up being angry at everyone and everything. And so I fell out of faith. And I kind of thought everything was stupid. I thought I was abandoned by God. But he never stops chasing after us. And that's the biggest truth, one of the biggest truths that I've learned since coming to North Rock. But just being surrounded by such amazing leadership here and seeing the servant leadership and seeing how to walk out my faith practically, loving people is how, too, that I've seen God through this place. I'm getting lost. What is the question again?
Hey, it's all good. I'm ADDHD. Well, you name it, bro. I got it.
I think I answered it.
When did God become real to you?
Yeah, but definitely summer 17. Like, there was a specific time, but even more recently, I'd say, like, last aftermath. Like he was just so present in this place, like seeing everyone come to the front and raise their hands. And I mean, we were all a hot mess. Like we were crying, like, let's be honest, you know? But just even more so, like just making his presence and his love known all over again. It's so refreshing, and it's just awesome to experience it with y'all too. So.
That's awesome. Let's give it up. That's beautiful. I love it. Miss Vanessa.
I experienced God when I was 15. I grew up in a religious household too, and so for such a long time, like God was kind of my mom's God. So if I ever needed anything, I would go to my mom, and I'd be like, well, he answers her prayers. And so, like I said earlier, I was bullied, and I would pray like every night, and it wouldn't get better. And so for me, that was kind of like, well, God doesn't even pay attention to me. Like, why should I pay attention to him? And then when I was 14, my cousin passed away, and I remember praying for so long for him to get better because he was sick. And the day he passed away, like, something in me just snapped. And I was like, God, like, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm never going to go to church. I'm never going to pray. Like, you don't deserve my time of day. And through that, I started messing up a lot, and I got to the point where my mom was just so frustrated and done with me, and so she told me, you either go on this retreat with your cousin or you find somewhere else to live. And so I was 15 at the time, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to leave. Like, I'm living lavish here, you know? And so I went to this retreat, and I just remember saying, all right, God, like, if you're real the way everyone here is saying you're real, prove to me that you're real. And so I thought, like, it wasn't even going to be a big thing. But in that moment, this, like, huge gust of wind just blew in, and I was just like, nah, that wasn't you. Like, okay, that's weird. But then the rest of the night, there wasn't any wind. And so in that moment, I knew, like, hey, okay, like, God's real. And so it was through retreat, it was through talking in a small group that I just really discovered that, hey, like, my prayers weren't unanswered. It just really helped me develop a story. Because now, like, as I've grown older and the bullying ended, I've met so many people who have been bullied, and I realized, like, dang, I was never alone in that. It was just really hard to open up about it. So, yeah.
That's good. Let's give it up. Shall we?
Yeah, so like I said, and it's kind of, I guess I don't have like a radical testimony, but I think it's actually really relatable, especially here and with what y'all go through nowadays with like being in so many different activities and everything. But like I said, football was like my world. And then towards the end of high school, I had some pretty significant injuries senior year that derailed a lot of my plans and how fickle our plans are. So when that kind of started to shift, my quarterback, who I spent a lot of time with, he's my best friend in the world, and he invited me to this Bible study he's had. And it's funny because I was like, man, we've been friends for like 4 years and you never told me you had a Bible study. And so I started going to his Bible study and everything, and I had never in my life been in a small group. I didn't even know that was a thing. I grew up going to church, never knew that was a thing. I was forced to go to church for forever. I thought like talking about the Bible was like really weird and uncomfortable, and like to talk about Jesus is weird. And so he finally, towards the end of senior year, was like, hey, we're having this retreat. And so it's funny, the timing, but another plug, I guess. But he invited me to this retreat, and that was the first time that I was like, I felt the Lord stirring my heart, and it was kind of like a two-step process, because I knew like, okay, like I can lean into the Lord here and everything, and like my plans have completely shifted. I don't know, like I'm very blessed I was able to go to school without a scholarship, but like I'm going to school, but everything is different. I don't know like life without going to football practice or any practice. And so flash forward like a year, and I'm in Lubbock at Texas Tech. And I remember it was the first fall in my life. I mean, I started playing football, I was 4.5 years old. And so to be 18 and you're like, okay, now what do I do? Like with my time and with my effort and all this energy that I have and passion that I have. And I remember just having a complete breakdown. Like I just felt worthless. Like if I can't do this one thing that I've done my entire life, what am I even doing? And that was where the Lord just really rocked me. And after that, I don't know. There's a lot more to the story, as with everybody's story, but yeah, the Lord was really faithful, and getting to see my foundation set in Him in college. And I know like this is not super applicable to most of the people in here. Maybe there's some high school seniors, but having my foundation set in Christ, going in and like starting out. I mean, I joined a fraternity, and so if you're not pretty firm in your walk with Christ, it's a dangerous scene. And so getting to walk that road and lean into the Lord and have Him be so faithful to guiding me just absolutely changed my life. So I guess that's where I really knew God is so real and so tangibly present in each of our lives. So yeah, that's it.
Joey. Yeah, man, that's awesome. So this next question is kind of like real, because how many of us know people that are two-faced? I mean, dang, burns, getting hot in here. I'm gonna take my jacket off. I mean, like, and I'm just gonna be real. Like, maybe like we are the two-faced. Like whether it's us putting it on a front in front of our friends, putting it on a front in front of our parents or our teachers. Or our youth leaders, or how about this? Putting a front on in Instagram. Dang, we just got real. How many of y'all seen Jumanji, the newest one? Y'all don't even know about the old one with Robin Williams. But the new one, like I was thinking about this question of like Two-Face, and this is kind of just like a little funny thing. But she, like the one of the first scenes is like that girl, the little really prissy girl, and she's like in laying down on a couch bed or something, and she's like setting up the scene to look all perfect. She's fluffing her hair, and then it's got the selfie stick, and then like takes the selfie, right? And then on her comments like, "Oh, just woke up," or something like that. Like, okay, let's be real. Since we talking real talk, y'all are involved. How many of y'all have like set up y'all's Instagram post? Come on. Where y'all like set up the picture, y'all like took 30 pictures, and that was the right one? Okay, I do that all the time, I'm telling you, man, it's weird. I was like, you know what, I'm never gonna do that. Why did they do that? And then I find myself doing that, I'm like, dang, my face looks fat on that one. Or you know what, or this is the other one, and then we're gonna get to the next question. This is what confuses me, but now I get it, because Instagram is art. Instagram is art. But when because I've been working with students for years, and when this started surfacing, like you'd get these people that would do this like crazy like selfie pose, right? They would do whatever it is. It could be anything. It could be just something like so weird. And then all of a sudden they just like Googled a random poem. And then that's all the post says. I'm like, what?
I've done that, yeah.
I'm like, listen, you just didn't even know what to say, so you just wanted to put a selfie of yourself and then put a dang poem. But then now I realize, I'm like, oh, I get you. It's art. Like, what you're doing is art. But whatever, y'all. I don't know. Now I'm mad. I don't even know why I'm mad. Like, right now, I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a selfie, and now I'm just going to put a poem under it. It's just, like, deep poems. It could be, like the dude just showing his, like, muscles, his pictorial muscles. And then it could be, like, a poem, the lilies and the roses, just so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, that ain't real.
I look up cool captions for friends photos.
Yeah.
And it like comes up with a full website. It's great.
Dude,
everybody go home and like Chris's Instagram pictures. He needs it.
Listen, Chris.d.Sanchez, but whatever. So here's my question, and this might be for us. This might be for our friends. How do we prevent from being two-faced? Dang. All right. Noah.
Probably the best thing I can say is discovering yourself, because I don't think once you know yourself, anybody being two-faced to you really matters. Because in all honesty, we can be the ones with the biggest two-face, like you were saying with the different filters. In high school, I would go from group to group to group, but I was a different person in each group. So in this group, I was loud and I was funny. In this group, I was doing illegal things. And then in this group, I was doing other things. And, that's not the person I was. And then I was very unhappy with myself. I would just keep putting on these masks of, I'm happy here, I'm sad here, I'm happy here. And I never really knew who I was all throughout high school. So the best thing I can say is just discover yourself, discover what truly makes you happy and truly makes you sad and truly who you are. Because once you decide what side of history you want to be on, or what side of the friend group you want to be on, it's so much easier to just be that person instead of flip-flopping back and forth. Because that gets tiring. Like, it gets really, really tiring when you have to remember lies you told this group and have to remember lies you told this group. And so once you really discover who you are and you're happy with yourself, it's so much easier to block out the negativity of others and their two-facedness, and it's so much easier to block out the negativity of your two-facedness. So that's all I got to say.
It's really good.
Hey, say that. Yeah.
Preach.
Holla. All right, Sophia.
How to prevent from being two-faced. Gosh. I was definitely guilty of that in middle school, I'm not gonna lie. I would say, yeah, what Noah said, knowing who you are, and then knowing how much God loves you, receiving his love, is then you wouldn't have to go around looking for other people's acceptance. Because that's, I think, what two-face is. Like, you want to be accepted by everyone. You want to be a part of everyone's group. You don't want to be alone. And it's okay to be alone sometimes. Don't isolate yourself, but to get to know yourself, you have to be alone. And sometimes it's scary. But just knowing how unconditional God's love is for you and being firm, having that foundation, then you're not going to worry. I mean, it's easier said than done. You're not going to worry about what other people are going to say about you, and it's going to be easier to pour out that love onto other people, and then that way you'll be able to find truer friends. But there'll be some fails, like not everyone will receive it, or but yeah. I think, yeah. Yeah.
Right, Vanessa.
All right, so we're being real here. God can't bless the person you pretend to be. So you could be as two-faced as
Listen,
you
I'm
want.
about to run with that.
But the thing is like God knows the real you because he created you. So you can't hide yourself from God. So what's the point of being two-faced? Because at the end of the day, what you do in the dark is going to come to the light. And so at the end of the day, if you're being two-faced, eventually your friends are going to find out. And so the best way not to be two-faced is just say, hey, like, this is who I am. This is who God created me to be. And, like, the thing is like, God gave you specific things to do specific things. And so I'm really goofy, and I used to hide that I was goofy all the time. And then one day my friend's like, hey, like, I know you're being serious just to put on the front. And so after he called me out, like, I've been goofy ever since. And it's really cool, though, because God has been able to do really cool things through me not being able to take anything seriously. And so at the end of the day, like, you know, you were created on purpose for a purpose. And because of that, God gave you specific qualities so you can do that purpose. So then why be fake, you know? Yeah.
Come on, she preaching.
Sorry.
If y'all didn't know, she was like super nervous to be up here, but man, she preaching, y'all. I'm telling you, we're just gonna let her preach in Aftermath. Come on, y'all for that? She gonna preach in Aftermath? Awesome.
Y'all, I'm sweating up here. I can't do it.
How many of y'all get sweaty when y'all are nervous? It's okay. We're being real. We're being real today. Joey.
Yeah, I don't want to follow that. But, Two-Face. I don't know. I hadn't really thought of it in the same context, but I guess the way that I thought about it was like, in the context of walking as a Christian and not being two-faced, if you're living your life and walking into anything but love for people, I think that, which is a super hard thing to do with a lot of people. But if you're walking in anything but love, then you are diverting from what Christ meant for you and how he walked. And so if you're trying to walk like Jesus, but still fooling around, doing stuff that's not reflecting him. And I was super guilty of that forever, of just being a jerk and later in college partying. And I mean, I know that's kind of not super relatable, but just not living a way, and kind of like Noah said, I relate to big time, of like having multiple friend groups where, in one, I'm leading my Bible study, but then I'm like, yo, I'm going to hang out and I'm going to go party tonight. So, like, we got to wrap up Bible study. But yeah, like, there was like a very different, but at the time I didn't see anything wrong with it, and it took one of my college leaders to be like, hey, you're being an idiot. Like, you know, you got to reel it in. And because it takes, all it takes is really to convict you, one person being like, man, why would I follow Jesus if I'm just going to look like what you're doing? And so I never want to have that, to me, where somebody is like pushed away from Jesus because of my two-faced actions. So that, I mean, I guess that's how. How do you avoid it? Don't do that. Don't be a hypocrite. I don't know.
Man, that's awesome. That's so good. Joey. I like that. And so this is going to be our last question. And this one kind of gets just a little bit more personal, a little bit more deeper. I just want to envision the teenage or middle school or high school you sitting in that audience. Like in your most time where either you were broken or hurting, what would have you wanted to hear? What would you tell yourself if that there was no students in here, but you had the opportunity to just to, for 1 minute, 2 minutes, just to, man, what would you tell yourself if you were sitting in that seat as a student?
The lottery numbers? I'm sorry. Sorry, I ruined a serious
Bro,
moment.
I would have done the same thing, man.
Yeah. Seriously though, that's all I got. No, I'm joking. But I guess I would tell myself either find patience or you gotta love yourself, because that's honestly the first step in anything. And I'm just gonna build off of what I was saying before. But there's no point in going through life in not liking yourself or not liking certain features about yourself, because those certain features are what makes you unique. Like, the first time I figured out that I was the only Noah Crisp and I was the only best Noah Crisp that I am, then that's when I really started stepping out of my shell. And like, I'm funny and handsome and everything. So I mean, it all works.
My man.
So, you know, and I just kept going with that, and I kept running with that. And I say it all the time to people. They think it's funny, but it's just my way of keep building myself up, because I still, and I'm not saying you're never ever gonna struggle with self-doubt or anything like that ever again, but there's a certain area where self-doubt doesn't mean anything when you actually love yourself. You know, in high school, it was super hard for me to just do anything, I guess. Like, going out with friends, I always was standing in the corner. I was always the one that would like give the rides everywhere because I learned how to drive quicker. So that was just the title I gave myself, is I was just the funny around my friends. I drove my friends and I would buy them food sometimes. So that's all I was to them. And then, you know, I figured out that they were fake, so I cut them. But you know, once I figured out that I don't need people to affirm me every day, that I can affirm myself and build myself up, that's when you really can step into the purpose and the light that Jesus has for you. Because like Vanessa was saying, there's only one you, and the one you is the best you that there is. So just love yourself. Like, yeah.
That's good. Oh, man. Sophia, what you got?
How do I follow that?
Easily.
Gosh, what I would tell myself is that I have value. I was just so desperate. I didn't even know. I was just so desperate for love. But from God. That was the only thing that could fill it. But I didn't know that. And so I would look for it in other things. And definitely not to do life alone, because I thought that there was weakness in saying me too with people or being vulnerable with people. I thought that was being weak, but it's the total opposite. That's where I've found the most strength in coming along people and them coming alongside me and being able to hold each other accountable and just be real with each other. I mean, getting to know you guys, it was awesome, you know. Y'all definitely helped in my faith journey. And to get outside of myself, because I was feeling so less than and wanting to be by myself that I need to just look around me and see that I'm not the only one that's going through this, and the world doesn't revolve around me, you know, and that there is so much for me left to do. I was living in that moment right now, and what I was feeling in that moment, I was so focused on my emotions, but God has such a bigger purpose for my life, for everyone's life, and that because you feel alone in that moment or you feel like he's not there, I mean, he is. He works everything out for your good. Like, he's the Holy Spirit and Jesus, they pray to God for your account. And just to not lose that hope, because there's so much, the best is yet to come. The best is literally yet to come. And I've definitely been able to step into that a little bit every day. And I wouldn't choose to go back to what am I saying? I wouldn't choose what I went through, but I wouldn't change it.
That's good. Let's give it up, Sophia. Vanessa.
Dang. I would tell myself that comparison is the thief of identity. And so for me at 15, I was looking at all these different people, like my friends, and I'd be like, dang, I wish I had what she had. Like, I wish I was more outgoing. I wish I was more extroverted. I wish I could make friends easier. I wish I was taller. But the thing is because I was comparing myself for so long, I lost so much time in discovering who I was and loving myself. And because of that, like, the thing is there's things in my life that I'm going to do that no one else is going to ever be able to do because they weren't created to do what I was. And then there's also things in other people's lives that they're going to do that I'm never going to do because I wasn't created for that. But at the end of the day, like, I can celebrate all the things I'm doing because I know God specifically created me to do that, just like he specifically created you to do that. And so I would just tell myself, like, girl, quit wasting time looking at everyone else and wishing you were her and just be yourself. Because ultimately, like, God said, girl, you're popping, and here I am, you know? So, hey.
Hey. All right. Joey, what you got, brother?
Yeah, so I guess, like, just super simple. You know, y'all are super fortunate. And I know that maybe y'all don't see it that way. Maybe y'all got dragged here by a friend or your parents just were like, you have to go. But I never got to go to anything like this, and so it's really cool. I mean, that's why I want to serve with students, is I never got to do anything like this. And I didn't know Jesus in middle school. I didn't know him in high school until the very end. And like I said, you know, my buddy had been having a Bible study. I didn't even know about it, you know? And so it's one of those things, I think, where would I be the Lord works all things for your good. And so, you know, it was a part of his plan. But where would I have been if one of my classmates had been like, hey, I'm going to this youth thing at my church, whatever, on this night. I'm picking you up, I'm bringing you, you know, and somebody had been bold and, you know, come and talk to me about that. And so if I was going to, like, I don't know, one piece of wisdom or advice, be bold, you know, y'all go talk to somebody in class. Talk to somebody you don't want to talk to, and encourage them, lift them up, share Jesus with them, which I know sounds hard, because, you know, some people are angry at God. There's probably people in this room that are angry at God. But I encourage y'all, if you approach them with love, they're going to receive it. They're going to understand it, and they're going to appreciate that you were genuine with them, and then you were not doing it for a self-serving reason. And so you might change somebody's life. The Lord's going to work in their life no matter what, but to be a vessel of that would be a real honor. So, you know, I pray that y'all take that into the week, take it in the rest of your life and your school career, that y'all can reach out to somebody and share the gospel, because that's really the reason we're all here. So, yeah, y'all go do that and love on some people. So that's my advice.
Woo! Come on. And then let's keep it going. Let's give it up for everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all are good to go. Thank you, thank you. Let's see if y'all can get off the couch. Come on, give it up, give it up. We love y'all. Noah and all your water bottles. Bro, they can all fall, man. Man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And we're just going to wrap this up so we can go. But, you know, the deal is the reason why we had them talk is because they're involved in really cool ways here at the church. And the beautiful thing is I might hurt their feelings, but I'm just gonna be real, is none of them are qualified to be on this couch. None of them are qualified to work at this church. None of them are qualified, like Sophia being up here singing her song, and I mean, you go down the list, but that's why God used them. And that's why God is using y'all. Come on. David was a teenager when he took down Goliath, y'all. I believe that you are going to take down some Goliaths. Ezekiel was a young man when he spoke and breathed life into this vast army of just bunch of bones and stuff. And when he said bones live, bones and start tendons and all kinds of weird stuff came together, it was a massive army, y'all. Listen, you're gonna do some amazing things. But it starts at nights like here. It starts when you go to a retreat or a camp and you're alone with God and you're with a bunch of friends doing crazy things. And then at night you just get some heavy, hardcore worship and you get an awesome message and you get some time with Jesus. Listen, we had a powerful time up here last weekend. That is just a fraction of what's going to happen next weekend at retreat. I promise you, you got to be there. You gotta be there. Please do not just like, oh, I'll go next time. Or you know what, oh, it's too much, or whatever. Hey, if you need to be there, we'll make sure you can be there. We'll sponsor you. Whatever we gotta do, we want you to be at retreat. And so I'm gonna wrap it up with this. Listen, all of us have real stories. We have real problems. And so tonight, here in a second, we're gonna have an opportunity to just be real. Sometimes there's things deep inside of us that we haven't told no one. Things that we've been holding in. Man, I got this under control. My message that I preached months ago with the thumbtacks, I got this. Y'all remember that? Listen, we don't. And so if we could have all of our prayer partners just come up front. Here in a second, I'm just going to pray. And if you want to go out to the lobby and hang out, you can. But if you want to stay and get prayed for, I would encourage you to do that. Again, there's some of us that are going through some crazy things. There's some of us that just need to get stuff off our chest. Hey, you know what? I did this, but I need forgiveness from God. Listen, that's where they're here for. Again, these are unqualified people here, and that's because that's the way God likes it. God loves using unqualified people. Man, I am the most unqualified person that I know. You know what my art teacher told me in art? She said, you are the most uncreative person I know. Listen, I hope she watches the North Rock live stream one day. In your face. I'm not going to even say your name. I remember you. But listen, I'm going to talk to you. I'm talking to myself right now. But I encourage you tonight. So let's all stand to our feet. And Mason's going to be singing too. So feel free just to hang out. I mean, you can just hang out and sit and go to the corner and sing and worship, journal, read your Bible, whatever. But I would encourage you two things. If you can, come get prayed for. And then the second thing, go sign up for that retreat, y'all. I promise you, you will not regret this weekend. 9th, 10th, and 11th of November, y'all. So let me pray. And then if again, you want to get prayed for, come get prayed for. And if not, you can go out, just exit quietly. And let's all pray. God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for these hearts, God, just being real and just being vulnerable, God. And I pray here in a moment when students here are vulnerable, God, that as they're just pouring their heart out, Father, that you would just use these prayer partners, God, to say the perfect things over them, God, that they need to hear. God, we thank you that even in our unqualified, God, that you use us mightily, Jesus. So we thank you, Father, even for the retreat, November 9th and 11th, God, that you are going to use that time, God, to call people out of darkness, God. And so, Father, we love you. We give you all praise and honor and glory in Jesus' name. And everyone said, amen and amen. Hey, again, you're free to go. But if you want to get prayer, I encourage you, get prayer and then go get signed up for retreat. Thank you guys for coming. We love you.